Hello, GCA champions. My name is Miss Brown. I am a counselor here at GCA, and today we will be going over resume tips and some interview skills with you guys. So let's get started. The first thing that you will want to do when creating your resume is to define your target audience. So once you define your goals, you should be able to articulate a clear vision of your resume's intended audience. These are the companies, the industries, and the insiders that you've targeted to help you achieve your goals. So you can ask yourself the following questions when you're trying to define your audience. Are there specific companies that you're interested in? Am I aiming to secure a position within a specific industry? So you want to make sure that you either gear your resume towards a specific company that you're interested in or companies that you're interested in. And also, you want to make sure that you gear it towards a position to secure a position within a specific industry. So, defining your value proposition. Once you targeted your audience, you can use your resume to identify their issues and needs and demonstrate how you can address them. So, some of the questions in which you can ask yourself to define your value proposition is what benefit or contribution would you add to the company? What key accomplishments or success have you delivered? What would you say is unique about yourself and how you do what you do or would do in regards to the company? What are your greatest strengths? What do others see as the value you add? And what do others say are your greatest strengths? And how would others describe you? So these are some of the questions in which you can use to determine your value proposition. Define what makes you stand out. The truth is, every position that you decide to go after, you will be going against several qualified and capable individuals. Therefore, your mission is to convince those who come across your resume that you possess certain attributes that make you stand out positively from everyone else. So, ask yourself the following questions when trying to communicate on your resume what makes you stand out. How have you positively influenced others? What would others say is fascinating, compelling, or interesting about you? What benefit would an employer or a company get from choosing you over another candidate? This is a very important question because you can also use this in your interview as well. What benefit or value did you bring to your previous employer? And this can also be a question that you could use in your interview as well. So we've talked about the things in which you should do in regards to starting your resume and things that you should put on your resume. Let's talk about some things that should not be on your resume. Avoid the red flags. If you want to be taken seriously by the hiring personnel and prospective employers, there are just some things that should not be a part of your resume for any position. Weird email addresses. Please stay professional in your email addresses. This will be what's under your name in regards to how they communicate with you. So we want it to remain professional and either your name, a initial in your last name, or something in regards to that that it would look professional. No nicknames on your resume. So if you have a nickname that people call you instead of your government name, only put your government name on the resume, not your nickname. No disturbing work experiences or accomplishments. So we want to make sure that we remain professional and that there's nothing on there that would create a distraction from what the content of your resume is. So remember that you want the first impression that you give off to be that you're polished and you're a capable professional who could potentially add value to the company. And also, we want to make sure that we do not um, get what I describe as get too cute. Don't get too cute in regards to having colorful paper, different fonts. We want it to remain standard and professional. We want your resume, the content of your resume to stand out and not it being on different types of paper or colored paper. Unless you are applying for a position in which creativity is encouraged. So we want to make sure, as I said, that it remains professional. Avoid mistakes. The people who will read your resume are likely seasoned professionals with plenty of experience to observe any typos, errors, or mistakes that you leave behind. So, and when they're uncovered, the chances of you being seriously considered for the position will likely plummet. So, do yourself a huge favor and check and double check your resume before you send it. I would also advise for you to have someone to just look at it to make sure that you didn't miss anything. In regards to interview skills, I will go over these bullet points with you guys. These are some things in which I view as important. You want to make sure that you're prepared. So you don't want to prepare 10 minutes before you walk in. You want to prepare that night in regards to just looking over some interview questions and preparing yourself, looking at your resume and getting everything together. You want to make sure that you're punctual, make sure that you're on time. There's no excuse for being late to an interview, so you want to make sure that you're on time to that interview. Thinking before you speak. It's okay to take a pause before you answer a question. Just don't take a 5 minute pause, but you can take a pause before answering the question. And you want to make sure that you're speaking clearly. You want to make sure that you're calm. Want to make sure that you're not talking so fast that the interviewer is not really gauging every and understanding everything that you're saying. You want to be confident and not arrogant. So you want to make sure that you're confident in what you're saying, but it doesn't come across as arrogance. You want to make sure that your body language is that of you're sitting up straight. You want to make sure that when you come in, you're smiling, that you give a firm handshake. Just make sure that you're sitting up straight because even when you're not talking, your body language is. So you want to just make sure that you remain professional at all times. Knowing more than your elevator pitch. So you want to make sure that even what you've rehearsed in regards to your strength and your weaknesses and your and the things that you are great at, you'll also be thrown some curveballs by employers. So you just want to make sure that you reviewed, and that goes back to preparation. Make sure that you're prepared. Expressing gratitude. You want to make sure that you, at the end of the interview, say thank you, shake everyone's hand, and also send a follow up email with the person or persons that interviewed you, just saying thank you for your time and the opportunity to interview for this position. So, thank you so much for listening to our interview skills as well as our resume tips. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.